So my name is Mac Ishii. I'm an assistant professor of neuroscience and neurology at Weill Cornell Medicine in New York City. I'm a neurologist and I currently study Alzheimer's disease. So I've been really fortunate. I would say I've had a long-standing relationship with Bright Focus. So when I was finishing my neurology residency training, I was trying to figure out my career path, and I knew I was interested in Alzheimer's disease. I had done a PhD in molecular genetics in understanding how the brain controls body weight. I was trying to figure out how to marry those two interests together. Right. So the main hypothesis that we had was if weight loss is happening very early, even before patients with Alzheimer's disease have any real significant memory or cognitive or behavior issues, why are they losing weight? And so earlier, when I was a graduate student, I was studying how the brain circuits just control body weight and feeding. And so the idea was, does Alzheimer's disease, does a disease, we think that is caused by these proteins called amyloid beta, tau, does it affect the brain regions that control body weight and appetite? And so that's where my focus was on, is trying to figure out those pathways and see whether they were involved. And luckily, I stumbled upon the Bright Focus Fast Track to Alzheimer's disease, where they train really the kind of the upcoming early career students and even junior faculty members like myself to really train themselves to figure out what's the latest in Alzheimer's disease research. So that's where I got my first start. And I really started developing a passion, and I really enjoyed that training. And then I was fortunate actually to get a grant soon afterwards. So I got my first Bright Focus grant soon afterwards. And then I was able to launch my lab at that time with the Bright Focus Foundation. Yeah, my first Bright Focus grant really enabled me to start, transitioning from being a student, mentee under a senior faculty member to really being able to pursue my own independent research lab. And so that could be as small as really just helping support my salary, but also being able to hire, lab members to work on the projects. And really, it also gave confidence to the rest of the, my colleagues, my senior faculty members, and actually helped me get my first promotion to be an assistant professor at Cornell. And so they actually cited the Bright Focus Foundation support as one evidence of, success early on. And Bright Focus takes a chance on the young, or the early stage career investigators who might have a bright idea or have a really exciting research, but may not have the track record just yet. And so really to give the opportunity for those, investigators like myself to start developing the track record so we can be competitive for some of these other grants is really instrumental and really helps launch a lot of careers, I think, including myself. I think we all have this common shared interest of we really want to make a difference. We know it might not happen today or tomorrow, but by funding these early research, we can make a difference. The medications we have provide just some symptomatic relief, but doesn't really last very long. And so being able to do this will completely change my practice, obviously for the patients, but for the family side, to give them, that idea, the hope that we can actually make a difference. And even if you don't come up with an immediate cure, even able to preserve the memory, preserve their personalities for as long as possible, that I think is still a huge win. We don't even have that right now. I think we're very close, and that's why I have hope, and I convey that hope to my patients. And so they understand that, the research is important. They understand when I don't call back immediately if I'm in the lab, because they know that I'm working in the lab, hopefully to come up with some of these new, therapeutic interventions. And so that's what I really want to, that's what drives me, and I think that's what helps drive the patients too, is that they know that people like me and like others, many countless others, and entities like Bright Focus is helping to fund this kind of research.